I'm Saturday hauling for you guys today, and I might as well start off with some of the stuff that is on my face. So I placed an order on the Lisa Eldridge website because she restocked some of her products, and then she also came out with some new products. And I have been itching to get a nude lipstick that's like my daily nude, kind of like the Charlotte Tilbury Kim KW shade. And I was thinking that her new Intrigue shade was going to be that shade. So I went ahead and I got that one and two of her lip liners because she now sells them individually. They used to only come in a kit. So I got two of those, and then inside of my order, real quick, I will mention that there was this little sample card of 4 foundations that she's coming out with. So it's the Lisa Eldridge Seamless Skin, the foundation. And I saw on Instagram, I don't know if it's her own shop or if it's like a pop-up shop or something like that. It kind of looks like her own store actually that she's setting up. But there were new products in there, and this foundation was one of them. And then I also saw that there were liquid shadows that look really, really pretty. I'm so excited for the things that Lisa Eldridge comes out with because she knows makeup and makeup formulations so well. She just knows what looks good. So I was kind of excited about this, kind of scared to put it on my face because that's how I am with like new foundation products, because I have really sensitive, acne prone, like reactive skin. But I just went ahead and I did it. Now there's no SPF in here, so it's definitely going to be a foundation I'll probably wear more in the winter months when I'm not outside for extended periods of time like I am in the spring, summer, fall. So anyway, this is the little card that came inside of the package with the lip products, and I did kind of swatch out all 4 of the shades. There's number 1, 2, and 3 in the light is what they're called for a shade range. And so I have actually got this foundation on my skin today, and I used the shade number 2, which is this one up in the corner, because it had the most pink undertone. Both of the deeper shades on the bottom, the number 3 and number 4, they were still pretty light shades, but they had a warm like yellow undertone to them. And then when I put the number 2 on, it was pretty light. So I tried to mix in a little bit of that number 4 shade to get it a little bit deeper. And then I set my face with a powder that has a little bit more depth to it than like something translucent, so it would deepen up my skin just a little bit because it was pretty light, that number 2 shade. I think it looks really pretty. I've actually got just the number 2 foundation shade underneath my eyes for concealer, which I'm also excited about. I'm thinking, if there's a foundation, there's got to be a concealer, right? And I think that it looks really pretty underneath the eyes as a concealer. I've really been into a kind of a lighter coverage concealer anyway, like almost like a serum-y type with a like light medium buildable type of coverage. And that's kind of what this is, but I do have the foundation number 2 underneath my eyes for concealer. Oh, I'm spilling it. Oh dear. And then the number 2 foundation mixed with some of the number 4 for foundation all over my face. And I set it with the Bare Minerals pressed mineral veil in the light version, and I think that it looks super pretty. I really love that powder, but I accidentally squeezed out some of number 4, so I might as well swatch these for you guys so you can see some tones. I'm not sure when they're releasing, but they must be coming soon. So this is the number 4, and yeah, these have like a super serum-y type of texture, but you can see even like how light that number 4 shade is. Granted, this is the bundle of the light, so I'm hoping that there is like a light medium or a medium shade range with a cool undertone. What I might end up doing when they release is getting the light 02 shade and then a shade in the medium range with like a cool undertone to it. So we'll see though. I think it's been wearing pretty good. I've had this on my face for probably 5 hours now, and I think it looks pretty nice. I just have my typical like around the nostrils and kind of in the middle of the T-zone where I put some powder down because there's some oil breakthrough, but I did spray my face with the the Glow Recipe watermelon spray as well, which I don't do that every day, but it's getting a little colder. So anyway, let's do the number 3 shade to try to go in order from the bottom up. These are a little, I've opened them all and they're like squeezing out of the little sample pack here, but this is the number 3 shade right here. And I do think that, which is what made me go ahead and put them on, because I originally swatched that number 2 shade and I was like, this is way too light. And then it did oxidize a little bit. It deepened up a little bit, not quite as much as I would have liked to kind of match my skin, but it did deepen up a little bit. So I am noticing, and I think you can tell from when I originally swatched that first one, that these are oxidizing a little bit. So, or deepening up when they dry down, because this foundation is supposed to be a self-setting foundation, which I use far too much SPF lotion in the morning time to get away with not setting my face. So that's why I always like set my face, because otherwise I would have that stuff sliding all over the place because of the amount of sunscreen that I put on. But it's supposed to be self-setting. So if you don't, you know, use the sunscreen and stuff like I do, you know, it might, I think you can kind of see even on the back of my hand, how it's setting a bit. But this is the number 2 shade, so this is primarily what I've got on my face. And again, I mixed in some of this one right here. I was trying to get a little more depth out of it, but I like the undertone of the number 2 the most. And then here's the number 1 shade right there. And I thought about using the number 1 underneath my eyes, but I thought that was just a little bit too bright. So I do just have the number 2 underneath my eyes as a concealer today. And I think it looks pretty. So these are the new Lisa Eldridge, the Foundation Seamless Skin, which are soon to be released. And that's number 1, 2, 3, and 4 right there in the light range. I'm not sure how she'll number the rest of them, but so far so good. I think that they're really pretty. Yeah, you can, the dry down, it's when they start to kind of self-set is when they deepen up, is kind of how I notice it on the back of my hand. Again, I can't tell from my face because the amount of moisturizer and SPF that I put on. But that was a little bit of a long-winded introduction to the products that I purchased, but I wanted to let you see them because that's the foundation that I have on my face in this video today. So anyway, the 2 lip liners that I got, these are the Enhance and Define lip pencils, and I got the shade Intrigue and Fawn. And I've actually got the Fawn lip liner on my lips today, and these are sharpening pencil liners, which are my preferred kind of method of lip pencil. There are some that are automatic that I really like as well, but I do love a sharpening pencil. And the formulation on these lip liners is really nice. They last well on the lips, and then they also glide on super nice. So these lip pencils are made in Germany, and then it says on the little card here with the foundations that these are made in Italy. I don't know if the full-size ones will be, but I'm guessing that they are. But the pencils are made in Germany, and there's a total of 0.04 ounces or 1.2 grams in each pencil. And I really like the formulation on it. It glides on nice pigmentation. The longevity is nice. It doesn't like goop up with that. Some of those long-wearing formulas tend to kind of goop up on the outside of your lips when you're lining them. These don't do that. They glide on super nice. So again, I am wearing the shade Fawn on my lips today. So these are what the pencils look like right here. And we'll swatch Fawn first. Again, this is the one that I'm wearing. It's just a really pretty color. Nice nude with a bit of warmth in it. Glides on nice, wears nicely throughout the day. Really like the formulation of that. And then the other one that I got is a little bit more pinker in tone. And this one is the shade Intrigue right here. And it's a little bit lighter than the Fawn shade. And so I got the Velvet lipstick in the shade Intrigue as well. I think it's actually called Velvet Intrigue. Yeah, it's called Velvet Intrigue, which the lipstick Velvet Intrigue is actually a little bit darker than the lip liner. So I will swatch it right underneath the Intrigue lip liner so you can see them next to each other. And then the packaging, so this is the True Velvet lip color, and this is her velvet formulation. I've got one other lipstick from her that came out, and I think it was a spring or summer collection a while back. Love the lipstick, love the shade. Again, I was hoping that this color would be something like a Kim KW. I'm still looking for a lipstick in her range that would be my daily like go-to type lipstick, because again, I really like the formulation, both in her velvet formula, which is like a silicone kind of based matte formulation, and then also in her more glossy formulation. I've got the shade Go Lightly, which I'll swatch that one too just so you can see them next to each other. But the packaging is really pretty on here. It's a magnetic closure packaging, which is nice. There's a total of 0.12 ounces of product, and these lipsticks are made in Italy. So again, this is the Velvet Intrigue, which is her velvet kind of matte formulation. Very comfortable on the lips for a matte lipstick. Again, it's that more silicone type of formulation. So you can see right there that the Intrigue lip liner is a little bit lighter than the lipstick. So when I've worn this lipstick, I've actually worn it with the Fawn lip liner instead of the Intrigue lip liner, because I do prefer a little bit more depth to my lip liner than the lipstick that I'm putting on. But very nice formulations right there from Lisa Eldridge. I'm really excited for the launches from Lisa Eldridge. The only thing I have a hard time with, especially with her lip products, again, I thought the Intrigue shade was going to be a light one, is the shades. It's really, really hard to tell on my lighter skin tone if it's going to be darker or lighter or what. So I'm going to swatch Kim KW too, because it's like one of my most used, worn, loved lipsticks, just so you can see the difference between them right there. And I adore this lipstick. This is like my daily go-to type of shade. Like I can just line my lips with just about anything and throw this on and it just looks great and it wears pretty and stuff like that. But I love the shade. So I'm still trying to find, maybe some of you have purchased more Lisa Eldridge lip products and you know a shade in her range that's closer to that one. I would love to know if there is one like that because I would purchase it. But I wanted to show you the other Lisa Eldridge shade that I got a while back too, just for reference in case you have it. But this is the Go Lightly shade. It is such a pretty poppy coral shade. And this is the shiny formula, where this is the velvet matte right there. And then before I wipe off these swatches right here, I thought it would be kind of helpful to compare these NYX lip products with these ones, just so you can see them all together. This is a PR package that I received from BK Beauty, which is Lisa J here on YouTube's beauty brand. And this is actually the first like cosmetic products I've tried from her brand. A while back they had sent me their makeup brushes, and they do make really nice, super soft synthetic makeup brushes that are made really well. So I was excited to get these because, again, I've never tried any of the cosmetics products from the brand. So this is BK Beauty, which is Lisa J's range. Again, this was sent to me in PR. I've got one of the lipsticks on my lips today. So there are 5 lipsticks and 4 lip liners that I'm going to swatch for you guys. So this is what the box packaging looks like on the products right here. So the lip liners have got 0.01 ounces of product, and they are made in the USA. And then the lipsticks have got 0.12 ounces of product, and they are made in Canada. So just a really pretty kind of nude blush shade with a burgundy kind of writing on there. I'll start off with the Everlasting lip liners first, which there are 4 shades. So these are automatic style lip pencils, and then they have that slanted kind of larger tip on them, which this style of lip liner isn't my favorite because I like a really fine, precise outer line, and it's a little bit harder for me to do that with a angle like this. So what I do to make it work is I switch it over to the side and use that really fine edge right there, and then I like to turn the lip liner over because I do like to fade in my lip liner, which these style of lip pencils make it really easy to fade that lip liner inwards. It's just me getting that really precise outer line that I like to do. I have to use the outer edge there, and the formulation on these is really nice. They glide on super nice and have nice pigmentation. So this first shade that I have right here is the shade Sweet Pea, which is kind of a mauve nude. I do feel like all of the shades in the range are pretty easy to wear kind of colors. So that one is Sweet Pea. And then we have got the shade Warm Spice, which is a warm nude color right here. These are the 2 shades that I have worn the most out of the collection. And I do like to pair it with a little bit like a lighter kind of Kim KW shade, because those are pretty deep liners kind of for me. But that shade is the Warm Spice right there. And then we have got the shade Pink Lady right here. You can see how nice they glide on though, and the nice pigmentation that they have. And these are also a lip liner that doesn't get like chunky on the outer rim of the lips, and it fades really nicely throughout the day, which I appreciate in a lip liner. So that color right there is the shade Pink Lady. And then the last shade in the liner range is called Alter Ego. And this is kind of a deep burgundy right there. So that is the Alter Ego shade right there. And then next up we have got the 5 lipsticks. I really like the packaging on this. It's kind of a more slenderized square packaging with a magnetic closure as well. It's nice and like heavy in the hands. It feels quite luxurious. And this is the shade Self Love, and this is actually the shade that I have on my lips right now with that Lisa Eldridge lip liner. And I'll go ahead and put some more on, but it's kind of a mid-tone pink for me. A really easy color to wear. These don't really have a fragrance to them. I kind of just smell like the butters that are in the lipstick. Again, this is the shade Self Love, and I have got it on my lips today. And this formulation is almost, it feels like a lip balm. It almost looks like I have a gloss on as well. It's very glossy, very hydrating, super comfortable on the lips. This is another like formulation where I would like a shade for my everyday wear that looks like the Kim KW, because this is like really hydrating and feels really nice on the lips. Again, it feels like a lip balm, especially going into winter. These are the type of lip products that I like to wear so that my lips don't dry out. So very lovely formulation right there. So that's the Self-Love shade right there. And I've got it on with the Fawn lip liner from Lisa Eldridge. And then this next one is the shade Passion right here. Should go really well with either one of those lip liners or even that top one. And then this next one is the Inner Beauty shade right here. Gosh, she did a really good job on her packaging. It feels super luxe. So that one right there is the shade Inner Beauty. And then we have got the shade Acceptance, which is one of the other ones that I've been wearing. So I've been wearing this shade right here and the one that I have on, which is the Self-Love shade, the most out of the 5, because of course they're the most nude. This is the shade, again, Acceptance right here. And then the last one is the shade Kindness, which is a little bit warmer than them other two. A little bit warmer, a little bit deeper. And that's the shade Kindness right there. So those are the 4 lip liners and the 5 lipsticks that are new from BK Beauty. And both the formulations of these products is very, very nice. And a huge thank you to BK Beauty for sending those over. But I thought you guys could kind of see the tones if you're thinking about different shades, or maybe you had some of the Lisa Eldridge ones or something. It's just kind of, I feel like it's helpful to kind of compare certain shades. It's hard to tell online just how the shades are going to be, so I feel like comparing them next to other shades, or especially like the Kim KW, I feel like that's a really well-known lipstick shade, so comparing the other ones next to that one would help you guys decide whether or not it's like a tone or a shade that you would like, if that makes sense. Tell me if it's helpful. And then next up, I saw these Kiss lashes when I was in Ulta, and they just look big and dramatic, and like I could fly away with them, which is my favorite kind of eyelash. But I was like, those kind of look like a little bit too much, and I'm like, well, since when is it too big, you know? So I got them anyway, and I've actually got them on my eyes today. So these are the Lash Couture Matte Black Faux Mink collection. So I got the style Matte Satin. I wanted to get all 3, but then I was like, just get one and see if you can kind of make it work so it's not like, you know, too much. And I actually really like them. So this is the box that they come in. And again, this is the matte satin style. I did cut off 3 chunks from the outermost of the lash. And so it kind of turned it into a little bit of a, I wouldn't say 3/4, I would say a 2/3 lash. And that's what I've got on the outer portion of my eyes. And they're just real wispy, and they're a little bit more straight. They're not curled so much upwards, so they kind of like fan outwards. And I really like them. I thought that they were going to just be a little bit too much, but once I kind of trimmed them down on the outer portions, I think that they look pretty nice. Like I said, I don't mind an eyelash that, you know, you could fly away with. And then another product that I have on my face today, on my eyes and my cheeks, is this new Danessa Myricks Beauty Lightwork Volume 3 Infinite Light Palette, which is a new launch from Danessa Myricks. And I actually bought this palette off of the Beautylish website when they did their gift card event, and then they sent it to me in PR. So thank you to Beautylish for that. This is what the box packaging looks like right here. So this palette, it doesn't break down how much is in each pan, which I wish it would because the sizes are different. It just has a total net weight. So there's a total net weight of 0.78 ounces of product, or 22 grams. And then this palette is made in China. So this is the front of the box right here. It's kind of got a little bit of a snakeskin swirly pattern looking situation. And then here is the back. It's got a little diagram of the colors on there and the names. And then here is your actual palette, mimics the box. It's got a nice weight to it. It's a cardboard packaging. It feels really nice in the hands, and then the back again mimics the box packaging there. And then this has got a nice mirror in it. It says press and play, and then here are the 14 shades that are in here. So I've actually got on a bit of this Strawberry Moon on the top of my cheekbones today for that really punchy kind of pinky highlight right there. And what I did was pick it up on a highlighter brush, and I took one of you guys' recommendations and I sprayed a setting spray on it, and then I put it on my cheeks and buffed it out, and it stuck really well on my dry skin. And I'd always seen people do that, but I thought that's going to move my foundation, you know. I just thought it was going to be patchy and stuff like that. And with the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Mist, which is what I've been using to do that, it does not move my foundation. It gives an ultra high shine to those products that I have a hard time sticking to the top of my cheekbones, so I feel like I can get a lot of use out of those really pretty highlighters that I just have a hard time getting to stick to the top of my cheekbones when I set my concealer. That's a whole situation. Anyway, that's what I did with this Strawberry Moon shade right here. And then there are 5 eyeshadows in here that I would say come very, very close to Clionadh multi-chrome shadows, which is amazing. And they're so smooth and so foiled and so metallic. It's crazy. I would say 6, but the shade Soul has got a little bit more of a grittiness to it than the other 5. So you've got Galaxy, Martian, Aurora, Gaia, Solar Rain. Those are the 5 that have got this like super metallic, high foiled multi-chrome finish to them. And Soul also does, but it's a little bit more chunky. And then you've got this shade up here, Orion, which is a glitter. I would have preferred not to have the glitter because I had only swatched that Orion shade one time, and then since then those glitter particles have been showing up in all of the other products. And there are 2 cream shadows or cream face products. You can use them on your eyes or your face, I believe. The Polaris and the Spacesuit are creams, and so those getting in there are sticking, and they're sticking in the kind of middle highlight shades too, and I'm trying to like blow them out, and it's not working out so well for me. So I'm just not a fan of pressed glitters in general, and this one in particular is kind of getting in all the other products, which is I'm not cool with. Like, stop it. Maybe I should put a piece of tape over it, but hey, I may use it. I don't know. Maybe I will put a piece of tape over it or a sticker. I don't know. Anyway, then there's this shade right here, which is called Black Hole, which is almost like a creamy matte formulation. It's got this like silkiness to it, but it's not a flat matte. So it's like a creamy matte formula. And then the 4 shades in the middle are a little bit drier. They're a little bit more chunky, but they all have a shift to them of sorts. So you've got Blue Moon, which is like a bluish shift. Spring Equinox has got a greeny shift. Strawberry Moon is pink. And then the Golden Eclipse has got a very subtle golden shift to it. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch out this whole palette. Because there's so many different textures though, you can do just a whole lot of funness with this palette. You can even, use that glitter for funness, but I just kind of am not about pressed glitters in palettes, and especially because it's getting everywhere in this one. But those are the 2 creams, so you can really layer those kind of these shades in the middle over those, or even some of these ones, and kind of play with the effects of it, which I think is super fun. So those are the 2 cream shades, and then I'll swatch the 4 large pans in the middle that all have that duochrome to them. So you can kind of see the duochromes in there. I think they're quite subtle. A lot of other white powders with those duochromes have a much stronger shift. I actually prefer the more subtle shift in these 4 as opposed to a really strong one. I think they're just more versatile like that. So those are the 4 center shades. You can see the shifts in them there. You got a blue, a green, a pink, and a gold, but they're very subtle, very pretty too. And then I'll swatch those 5 shades that I was talking about, and I'm barely touching these. And I've actually got, I almost forgot to mention, I've got this palette on my eyes today. That is that really holographic, multi-chrome, mermaid looking situation right here. And it's all pretty much shiny except for underneath the brow. I grabbed a matte eyeshadow. With these bright lights, it's going to shift a lot, so it's probably a little bit more difficult to see like all the dimensions and stuff like that. It actually you can actually see dimensions a little bit more in like a darker lighting. But anyway, these ones are the same formula down here. So these 4 are all the same, and then this one, which I'll grab that one in a minute, but stunning, beautiful, beautiful, smooth, highly foiled, multi-chrome shadows there. And then 2, I was going to mention, these shades here, they have a black base, so when you use them, you kind of almost want to place them and try not to blend them as much, kind of like a strategic placement, because the more you blend them, the more that black base will show up. So when I use shadows like this, that's what I do. This one doesn't have a black base right here, but these 3 do. So just something to keep in mind, the more you blend those shades, the more you're going to get the black base out of them, and then the less you blend them, the more they're gonna, show up with that multi-chrome shift. They're so smooth. And then here's the other one that's really smooth, and then here's this one, which is similar, but it's a little bit more gritty than those other 5. That color's stunning. This shade, I love that color. I've got this color, this color, that color. I think I don't have this one and this one. So I've got 4 of those really pretty multi-chromes, and then I used this shade right here on the inner portion of my lid. Just a whole lot of fun to be had out of this palette. And then let's swatch the Black Hole shade, which again is like a satin matte or a creamy matte formula. Right there. Because there's so much duochrome and different textures, again, like tons of different fun stuff. I definitely got to play with this. There's a lot going on in here that can be super fun. And then I will go ahead and swatch this glitter. It's a really pretty glitter. There's a lot of, you know, glitter to it. It's just kind of getting everywhere. So that is the glitter shade. But yeah, some super pretty shades, and they are onto something. They are onto something with that formula. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So that right there is the Danessa Myricks Lightwork Volume 3 Infinite Light Palette right there. Illuminating Eye and Face Pigments is what they're calling it. And a huge thank you to Beautylish for sending this over to me as well. So I think that's everything that I have got on my face today from today's haul items. I don't know why I felt the need to start off with the items on my face from the haul today. I just kind of did, I think. Anyway, I did get the new Nars Bijou eyeshadow palette, which is part of their holiday collection. It matches the packaging from their blush palette that I hauled a few weeks back. So this is the box packaging right here. It's got like the banding with the Nars on it and stuff. There's a total of 0.03 ounces times 16 shades. So this palette is made in Italy, and this one comes in the silver packaging with that 3D effect of the kind of the bands on it, which I think is cute. It's fun. And then on the back, you've got the shade names of the shadows there. And then you open it up, there's a good size mirror. This is a hard plastic packaging, and then here are your 16 these here are your 16 eyeshadows. There's quite a few like really sparkly shades, and I didn't realize, like I thought these were going to be like foiled sparkly metallics, because there's been quite a few shades coming out now that look like this that are just super beautiful foiled shadows. So I didn't think that these had micro glitter in them, but they do. I had used this shade on the lid, and I think I put this in the front, which that one doesn't have micro glitter, and I used a little bit of this one. Use a glitter glue if you use those. This particular glitter, because some of them don't always have a bunch of fallout for me, but these ones did. I had glitter all over underneath my eyes, and typically I kind of don't mind, but this is a darker glitter, so you could really kind of see it underneath my eyes, and I was having a hard time brushing it off. And then by the end of the day, they were in my eyes, so I was not happy about that. I do think the worst offender out of the 3 shades that are like that is this one right here. I don't think the majority of the fallout came from these two. They feel a little bit more smooth, if you will, than this one. I definitely recommend using a glitter glue with those shades, because again, I did get the fallout. Now, not every shade is like that. Like these 2 shades right here are kind of standard foils. These 2 shades are really pretty kind of shimmer shades, and I really like the mattes. These shimmers down here are also kind of a standard shimmer. There are no micro glitters in those. And then the matte shades are really pretty. I had good luck with them. They blended out super nice. They're pigmented. I love this green over here. I like the palette. I just was not happy with those glitters. And I mean, I can even tolerate, you know, glitter fallout on my face, whatever, but by the end of the day when they were in my eyes, so it's this shade, and then this shade over here that have got those particular kind of micro glitters in them. They were in my eyes, yeah, and I was like, this is not good, because I already have sensitive eyes the way that it is. But other than that, I do like the palette. Again, the mattes are really nice, and so are the like metallic shimmer shades. Those are really nice as well. So you can see that was the worst offender. You can kind of see that this one looks even a little more smooth than that one, and that's this shade right here. So maybe a little more micro glitter in that one than the rest. Let me get swatches of these guys. And then this next row. I kind of am to the point where I wish that micro glitters and pressed glitters would just kind of stop. I think there are just some beautiful formulations out there where we don't need that, you know? I mean, they are really beautiful to look at in the pan though, but in terms of functional, not really. And then this bottom row. Yeah, because there are some shadows out there that have got just the most beautiful shine that you don't have to worry about that glitter getting in your eye or falling out on your face and stuff like that. Yeah, these mattes are beautiful. And they blend it out really nice too. So those are the swatches right there for the Bijou eyeshadow palette from the Nars Holiday Collection. And then next up, I got in my order from Menagerie Cosmetics, and I finally got my hands on the Fight Club eyeshadow palette. This came out in May, I think, and I have been trying to get it on restocks and the initial launch ever since. It's been really difficult to get a hold of. So this is the outside box packaging. Menagerie Cosmetics are made in the USA. They're distributed and manufactured in Newman Lake, Washington is what it says on the back. There are 24 grams of product in here, so each shade is 2 grams a piece, which is an astronomical amount of product that you're getting. Yeah, so they like hand press these and stuff. If you follow them on Instagram, they show videos of where they're like pressing the shadows and stuff, which I think is super fun. But I was so excited that I was able to finally get this palette. I have been lusting after it for so long. So it's got a fruit bat on the cover. It's a cardboard packaging, and they actually have the little Fight Club. It's a little bit kind of 3D-ish. You can feel it on the packaging there. I love him. I think he's wonderful. And this is a palette full of purples. Now, I do have to kind of bring in something that's a little bit lighter because the shades in here are mid-tone or deeper, but the colors are absolutely stunning. So this is the color selection right here. So beautiful. And one thing that I noticed, the Menagerie, especially their matte formulation, is really soft. So you like never want to go in there with a stiff brush and kind of grind in there. You will get a ton of kick up from the product in the pan. For whatever reason, I feel like these ones are pressed a little bit tighter than some that I've experienced in the past, which I like. The performance is still the same. They have nice pigmentation. They blend out super well. Fallout's pretty minimal. I do tap my brush off with these. I just did notice they weren't quite as soft as those other ones. I mean, I got a little bit of kick up in here, but it wasn't as bad as some of the ones in the past. Granted, again, I love the formulation of Menagerie's eyeshadows and their blushes, which I did buy a blush too. So let's give you some swatches here. These purples are just so right up my alley. I did a look with this palette and one of the Sugar Drizzle palettes that I got. What was that, last week, I think? I know you guys want me to take pictures and stuff, and a lot of the times I am just in a hurry to get out the door. I do work a full-time job, in case you weren't aware, but that's in addition to the horse stuff that I have going on. So I'm just in a hurry to get out the door, and it's like, I just don't like, I don't know, take selfies of myself and stuff. But anyway, I did do a look with this palette and the Sugar Drizzle palette the other week, and it was so pretty. I want to wear it again. I plan on doing that as well because it was just stunning. The combination of those really pretty foily shades in the Sugar Drizzle mixed with these shades and the mattes, oh gosh, that one kind of blends in with my skin tone. I was like, did I pick that up? And it's just kind of blending in with my skin tone, that one. And then this bottom row. Menagerie is doing a restock and a sale on Black Friday. I would sign up for emails and stuff and then look at their Instagram post because there was a little like write-up on how best to check out and get the products and stuff like that during their sale. But that's coming up soon, so that'd be a good time to stock up if you're interested in getting some Menagerie cosmetics. But look at this. I'm hoping that there's a new palette for Black Friday because I already bought all the things. It's so pretty. I love it. I'm so happy that it's finally mine. So that is the Fight Club eyeshadow palette right there from Menagerie Cosmetics. And I just like to look at it. It's so pretty. Also from Menagerie, I got one of their single blushes, which they came out with these single blush compacts with the little bear imagery on it. Again, I love the imagery on these. The eyeshadows in the Menagerie palettes are magnetic as well, so you can pull them out. Same with the blushes in the blush palette. So I have the large Arthurine blush palette. Love the shades in there, and I wanted to get this little packaging, so if I wanted to travel with one of those blushes, I could pop it in here. So I did end up getting Salmonberry, which is also in the palette. There is a little bit of a difference between the Salmonberry right here compared to the one in the palette. This is a little bit more tangerine. This is a matte blush, and the one in the palette's got a little bit more coral to it, maybe a little bit more like a pink to it, which I will swatch that one as well for you guys so you can see that there's a little bit of a difference. But again, these are like handmade, hand mixed products. It says, I'm not blushing, you are. And then I did see somewhere, I think it was on Menagerie's site, a sneak peek of this kind of same imagery in a lighter version, because they're coming out with highlights soon. I'm very excited for those as well. But let me swatch the Salmonberry from the palette. So here's the Arthurine blush palette right here, which these are really beautiful blushes, and because you've got these other tones, you can just really mix and match these to make like your own kind of blush shades. So this is the Salmonberry from the palette, which is a little bit more pink and corally, I think. Yeah, you can see it right there. The one from the palette's got a little bit of a glow to it. You can kind of see it in there, and this one is a matte. So there is a differentiation there. And then next up, I picked up the 2 holiday quints from Dior, and these palettes are something that I like to purchase every holiday season as well. These and like the Guerlain Meteorites kind of really set me off into the holiday season. So I got the 2 new quints, and they're both really pretty, like easy to wear shadow palettes. The 739 House of Dreams one is probably the one I'll wear actually on Christmas, because it's really easy to wear. It's pretty without being too much, and there's this pop of silver that really kind of sets off the holiday vibe. So that's kind of how I've always felt about the holiday palettes. And Dior shadows, like I've swatched some that just feel like not so good, and then when I use them on the eyes, there's always something really sophisticated and pretty about them. So I always don't like to go by the swatches on Dior quints or Dior shadows in general. It's when I apply them that I like to make my judgment, and both of these palettes are very pretty palettes. There's nothing like super revolutionary in terms of the shades or anything like that, but the palettes as a whole, as a quint and a look very pretty on the eyes. So let me go ahead and swatch the 739 House of Dreams for you guys first. And these are 0.26 ounces of product, and they are made in France. So this is the packaging. It's been a while since I bought a quint. Actually, I think the last time that I bought a Dior quint might have been last holiday season. I was going to get the ones with the green and the Birds of the Feather, I think, collection from summer. It sold out really quickly, and I think it's in stock on Selfridges, and I'm tempted to buy that one because there's like a really pretty, like, shifty green color in there. Anyway, here is the 739 House of Dreams quint right here. These are the little brushes that come in there that I never use. There's one matte shade in here, which is this brown, and then there's like really fine satin shimmers are these 2 shades. The center shade's like a metallic, and then this one right here is kind of a satin sheen. And I was able to use this standalone, as was I able to use the other one standalone as well. But just really pretty, really easy to use eyeshadows. Like Christmas party, Christmas office party, think stuff like that. Again, I wouldn't necessarily judge the swatches, but I popped this on the inner, like half of the lid right there, and then I put, I think it was this shade, no, it was this shade on the outer half, this in the crease, blended out with that one, and then I put this guy underneath the brow, and it was really pretty. And then here's the matte brown right there. These shades are really blending into my skin, but yeah. I enjoyed the look out of this palette. And then here is 469 Atelier Doré. So again, this one is much warmer, but there is a little bit of coolness like in these 2 shades. So it's not like uber warm. The center is a like sparkly gold, and same kind of finishes in this one as the other one. There's that one matte shade, a super high shine, 2 kind of satin shimmers, and then a more kind of satinish one. Hopefully you can see that in the swatches. There's embossing of like some buildings and stuff in the shadows too, but we've ruined those. See, those are pretty too, man. And then the brown. I should have left up the other ones so you could see them together. Let me do that. I'll re-swatch it. So I just re-swatched the other one so you can see them next to each other. So this one, this top shade really blends into my skin right here. But here is the House of Dreams right here. And then here's Atelier Doré. So you can see there's deeper, more definition kind of in the Atelier Doré compared to the House of Dreams. But I've enjoyed both of these right here. So those are the Dior Quints for Holiday. I just realized at some point I must have touched my face with some eyeshadow on and it stuck to my face right there. Come off, come off, come off, come off. Let's grab a highlighter brush. How to cover this up. Just ignore that. I do that sometimes, and then when I'm editing, I'll see like a mark on my forehead or something, and I must have like touched my face with shadow on it. And then lastly, I got in 2 more PR packages. I got in quite a few PR packages this last week. I haven't even been able to get into them all, and they're all from brands that I absolutely love. So the Farmacy skincare brand sent me over their Clearly Clean, which is their new version of their makeup melt away cleansing balm. It's formulated without like any scent at all, so it kind of doesn't smell like anything. It's fragrance free for really sensitive skin types. I have never had any issues with the original, and I've gone through I don't know how many tubs of their original Green Clean cleansing balm. I love that product. This one performs the same, it just doesn't have a scent. I actually really love the scent of all of the cleansing balms from Farmacy. I just like to inhale it. That, like, I don't know, there's something about it that just really brings me joy, the scent of the cleansing balms from Farmacy. But I find it interesting because I don't see like fragrance listed on the original either. So I think it's kind of from, there's lime oil in here, and this does have kind of a little bit of a citrus scent. So the fragrance that this has comes from the ingredients, like the oils and stuff that are in there, and there's not like an added fragrance to the product, if that makes any sense. Bergamot, ginger, lime, citrus, orange peel. So those are all kind of some oils that do have a scent to them, and that's where you're going to get your fragrance from in the Farmacy original Green Clean. So the new one, the Clearly Clean, it does not have any of those ingredients. It's got moringa, but moringa I don't think has a super strong scent, neither does sunflower. But it doesn't have the citrus and the lime and the bergamot in this one right here, just to kind of distinguish them for you guys a little bit. And these are both made in the USA, and again, I absolutely adore these products. When I travel, this is actually the product that I take with me because I can use it as a double cleanse. I can actually use it as a single cleanse, that's how well it cleans, but because I am who I am, I have to be extra and do a double cleanse. So I just double cleanse with the same product. And as always, a huge thank you to Farmacy for sending over those products. And then this last PR package is from Colourpop, and I already ordered I think 2 products from it when it launched, because I just don't know what Colourpop's going to send me and what they aren't, and I wasn't sure how fast this was going to sell out, and I was like, I have got to have that eyeshadow palette. So that's on the way, but in the meantime, I was lucky enough to have the whole collection sent to me, and if I'd have known that it was this cute of a collection, I probably would have purchased the whole collection. It is probably my favorite packaging and box and whole collection that Colourpop has ever done. The attention to detail on this one is something like special. So I'm going to try to show you the box and all of the packaging, because again, it's just really, it's one of my favorites. And I mean, who doesn't love The Nightmare Before Christmas, right? So this is the box that it comes in. And I don't think I'm going to throw the box away. It is so, so cute. And then the little card that comes in here looks like this, and I'm not going to throw that away either. It's got the little details for the collection on the back. Again, look at him. I love him. So there's this individual crystal sheet with 72 crystals in there with some really pretty holographic kind. I might put these on tomorrow. I'm going to leave these out right here because I'm going to try to be festive maybe. I think I'm gonna. And then there's this Master of Fright Glitterily Obsessed Glitter Gel, 0.53 ounces, 15 grams. That's a lot of product. And so like what I mean by attention to detail, like I'm gonna fold this box back up so you can really get the vibe for it. It's not perfectly square. I love that. There's snowflakes on there with sparkles attached to it. And then opening it up, the pattern on the inside. So cute. So that is the box for the gel, and then this is the packaging. So it's got the little guy on there, and then this is the glitter. It's a purple. There are some pretty large chunks of purple glitter in there. If I were to use this, I would probably gently tap it over like the center of my lid. I have used these before, these glitter gel type products, and they do adhere really, really well. So I've never had one that I've used like this that I've had fall in my eye, but there are some pretty large, let me swatch it. I almost was not going to swatch it. There are some pretty large glitters in this guy. There's also some really fine ones as well. Super sparkly. Right there, you can see the sizes of the glitters right there. It's like a purple, silver, a little bit of green holographicness in that guy. So that is the Master of Fright Glitterly Obsessed Glitter Gel. And then the collection came with 3 of their lipsticks, and I do really like the bullet lipstick formula from Colourpop. This packaging. So they come in like an ornament style packaging, and each character is also on the lipstick bullet, but I just want to show you these all together because they're so cute. This is the packaging that the lipsticks come in, and then like the box is on the back, and there's a little tassel on there too if you wanted to like gift these or something like that. Little sparkle detail on there. I don't think I'm going to be able to throw away any of this packaging for real. It's just really super cute. So these are the Cream Luxe lipsticks right here. So we've got Sally, and she's on the packaging there. This is a fuchsia pink shade. There's also embossing with skulls and snowflakes on the lipstick bullet. Put this one right here. So here is Sally. And then we have got the Oogie Boogie right here. And this is a nude shade. I'm scared I'm going to break this off here. That's a good nude. So that's Oogie Boogie. Do these have a scent? Not really, just kind of their standard smell of what Colourpop cream lipsticks smell like. And then the last one is the Jack Skellington, which I think they come like this, but I had it apart. So here's Jack Skellington, and this is a red shade. This kind of curves inwards, so when I swatch it, it's not flat. That's why I have to kind of work it a little bit. So yeah, it's kind of it's a strawberry red. There's definitely a pink tone to that guy. So that one is Jack Skellington right there. The collection also comes with a detailed blending sponge, and I honestly don't think I'm going to be able to use this because it's really, really cute. It's almost like I want to like set it out and look at it. It's that cute. I know I'm being a little ridiculous, but that's how I feel. So this is the box packaging for the sponge. Again, with the detail in the packaging. And then here's the sponge. It's a pretty soft sponge. I've never used any sponges from Colourpop, so maybe I'll have to use this, but I really don't want him to rub off. I don't think that he will, but if it expands, he might start peeling. This is a dilemma. But that's the sponge, and it's really cute. And then there are 2 liquid eyeliner pens, a black one and a white one. So this is the packaging for them. You've got Scream Queen and Pumpkin King. So the white one is the Pumpkin King right here. We'll put it right here. So it is a white liquid liner. These are felt tip eyeliners as well. And then the black one is the Scream Queen with the pink. Right there. They seem to go on pretty nice. And then there's also this Trio of Terror Jelly Much Shadows. So there are 3 shadows in here. They're 0.17 ounces per shadow. So this is what it looks like right here. And then it just pulls out like so, and then you've got your Jelly Much shadows. I really like the Jelly Much formula. I'm going to start experimenting with these guys and checking on them. I have a lot of my Jelly Much shadows have dried out, but this packaging here is glass. The other ones that I had in the past that did dry out were in a plastic packaging. So I'm hopeful that they've I bet they've improved the formula a little bit so they don't dry out so fast. And then they're also in the glass packaging. So I'm hoping that these are going to last a bit longer. So this first one is the Lock Jelly Much shadow. It's this one right here. I think you can buy these individually as well. So this is so pretty. It's a deep indigo purple shade with sparkles in it. It's very, very pigmented. Put this guy right here. It's a blackened purple with really pretty blue and purple sparkles in it, and pink. I see pink in there too. So that's the Jelly Much shadow in the shade Lock. And then we've got the shade Barrel, which I think this might be my favorite one. They're all really pretty, but I bet I'm going to get the most use out of this shade right here. So this is the shade Barrel. It's very kind of multi-dimensional, green, brown, taupe, silver. It's really, really pretty. So that one is the shade, again, Barrel right there. And then the last shade in the Jelly Much is the shade Shock. And this is a very vibrant fuchsia pink with sparkles in it. It is very, very pretty. I almost feel like these might be a little more pigmented than the ones that I've tried in the past. At least I feel like these three are. Because I used to use the other Jelly Much ones as kind of like topper shades. But these could probably be just used as like cream eyeshadows. So that one right there is the shade Shock right there. And then lastly, we've got the Night Before Christmas Pressed Powder Palette. It is so cute. This is the box packaging for it right here. So there are 12 shadows in here that are a total of 0.49 ounces in the whole palette. So whatever that math ends up being. So this guy is just so cute. It's got a pretty nice weight to it because this one does have a mirror inside of it. It's got the sparkles that are on the front there, kind of on the snowflakes. So there's the mirror. It's got nice detail to it as well. And then the back of the palette, Sally on there. It's so cute. It's like my favorite collection I think that Colourpop has ever done. They are onto something with the packaging and the whole thing going on here. I love it. This is actually a standalone palette for me too. It's got a light shimmer, mid-tone mattes, deep mattes, some really pretty shimmers in here. Duochrome shimmers. These are magnetized too, so you can pull them out. And I get along with Colourpop shadows really well. Oh, this is just so fun. And then this middle row. This shade is beautiful. So is this one. There's a lot of pretty shades in here. That shade kind of reminds me of Glass Bowl from their single collection. And then the bottom row is all matte. This shade here is like one of their sequins, I guess. It's a matte base with like some sparkles in it. Which I'm always just like, just be a matte. I don't know if I can fit these here. So there are the swatches of the palette, the Jelly Much, the lipsticks, the gel, and then the liners right there. So that is the Tim Burton and the Nightmare Before Christmas collection right there. And a huge thank you to Colourpop for sending this over. It's just super, super cute. And then before I go, I was going to tell you guys that I am going to be doing my very first sponsored video, and it's with Sephora. And like, I haven't done a sponsored video for, I think I've been on YouTube for 9 years. Like, things were just like, no. You know what I mean? Like, when I read them. But this one's with Sephora, and it's a video that I'm going to do anyway. And I was allowed to get products that I would have purchased Anyway, so I actually just got the products that were sitting in my bucket waiting for the sale to start. So it's like I wouldn't be that bright of an individual had I not taken that opportunity. So I just want to let you guys know about it, and I'd love to have you guys' feedback on it as well. So I will be doing that. I think it's probably going to go up the day the sale starts, or right before it. But I would love to have you guys' opinion on that video. It's everything that I picked in my same old situation as a haul. It's just a sponsored video by Sephora, and I do a Sephora haul video a couple times a year during their big events. So I would love to know you guys' opinion as well, and I'm really excited about it. I finally found one, like, you know, a sponsored video that just fits to a T. There's no funny business or anything like that. It's just straight up, it's like, dude, I'm gonna film this video anyway. But anyway, I hope you guys found this video helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I will see you guys later. Bye.